Good afternoon. Uh, we're here today, vlog number 3, to talk about a community initiative that caught my eye when it was presented as being absolutely out of this world. It's magical. And I'm not going to talk for much, you'll be pleased to know. I'm going to hand over the stage, this vlog, to our wonderful uh, lead specialist in art, Lisa Welsh, and also our community link with organisations such as Creative Lou, Lorna from Creative Lou. And we also have today, we have Lily, Chloe, Izzy and Alfie from Year 10, who were 4 of about 30 students that have taken part in this unbelievable initiative to create something really special. I'm going to hand it over to them now. Uh, thank you.
Well, thank you, Paul, for inviting us to help work with your school. I remember when you came here, your very first couple of days, you invited Creative Lou to a meeting. And we said, what we want to do is try and get the school and the community working more together. And we've got a lot of ideas, starting with fish and a book about fish recipes. This is a mock-up of the book, but we didn't want it just to be a book. We wanted to get all the students involved because we knew how much talent there was here, because we've been working with Lisa and we know that there's incredible talent waiting to burst out of this school, as has been proved with the content of this book. And Lisa will explain how the book came about.
So part of the students' work is all looking at Seaside for their GCSE year theme. And I wanted to get them involved in doing something where they could celebrate their community and their heritage. So initially we sort of spoke about what your favourite foods were, and they had a homework where they had to sort of delve through their recipe books at home and pick a recipe, then cook it, then photograph it. So learning all about lighting and setup and sort of staging of food. And then they had to paint it. So they had 10 hours in total to paint them. But they really needed to think about what recipe they were going to do and challenge themselves how to set it up, and really think about that community link. So let's hear from you why did you pick your recipe, Lily?
I picked it because it's a part of my culture, me being half Thai, and my mum suggested making this. It's called the fish of the garden. The salad around it is meant to represent a garden. It's just very nice. It's been passed through my family for a little bit.
Absolutely beautiful. And the painting's absolutely wonderful. You've really enhanced those colours. And when you were painting it, what did you find most challenging?
Definitely trying to get texture onto the leaves and stuff, and just the highlights of the fish and the noodles.
Fabulous, wonderful. What about you, Alfie? How did you pick your recipe?
I picked mine because I think fish and chips just represents Lou and Cornwall really well. And when you think about the seaside, one of the first dishes you think about is fish and chips.
Yeah,
I do.
and I know there's throughout the time where they were painting, nearly all of the students at one point was, I give up. It's a really challenging thing to do. You found your chips really challenging, didn't you? And there was quite a few like, oh, miss, I can't do it. But I'm so proud of how you showed resilience and kept going and how beautiful it's come out. And I said to you, what makes it so Cornish? What makes your particular fish and chips Cornish? So what did you do that made it more Cornish?
I used locally caught cod for the fish, and my beer was ale produced in St Austell.
Fabulous. So, and lovely beer battered.
Sounds good.
Oh, honestly, I've had weeks of feeling really hungry. What about you, Izzy?
Honestly, I just chose mine because my mum really likes prawns, so I decided to make this for her. And we got the chilies from a chili farm like near Mevagissey, I'm pretty sure. And
That's great.
yeah, and she liked it.
Now, when you brought your photo in, I was like, oh my goodness, because all those noodles, and you stayed after school, you really were like, I need to get this done. I really, and just to be able to get all those highlights and I'm sure when you look at that, the 3-dimensional qualities of the highlights onto it and the depth is just fantastic, really is. What about you, Chloe?
I chose this recipe because it's my dad's recipe and it's something we really enjoyed making together. And I really enjoy fish pie.
So what made yours so special to be Cornish?
I used locally sourced Cornish cream to make it rich, and then all the fish is local as well.
And you had a challenge, didn't you? Your peas, you said about trying to make it so it's three-dimensional.
Yeah, I had to really. I struggled with the highlights and then the shading as well to make it look realistic, and then with the fish pie as well because fish pie doesn't have much depth. So then getting the highlights and the shade on that was difficult.
Yeah, but they've all come out so gorgeous, and we've got a few other ones on the table. So there was a few that really needed to be included. So if I pass them over to Lorna to talk
Yes,
about.
well, this fish here, it was a painting by Tallulah Toms, whose father is a fisherman. And this fish was a fish that he caught for her, and
Yeah.
she's
Wow.
been out on fishing expeditions.
Thank
So
you,
it's
Mr.
not
Toms.
just you know the fish is sourced locally. The fish was caught locally and caught in the bay, and that beautiful painting there, which
Yes,
I
I
painted. We were talking about trying to include in the book a recipe that was very Cornish. Do you want to explain the story
So
behind this book?
Stargazy pie. There's no Cornish cookbook that could really be out there without Stargazy pie being in it. Weird looking pie, but
Yes,
it's
a lot
got-
of people react to that in different ways.
It's a fish pie that celebrates an event that took place in Mousehole, and it's about the community really suffering during storm season. And a very brave fisherman went out and caught some fish, and it contains 7 different types of fish. But to prove that it had contained that fish, they put the fish head sticking out of it. I have to say, when I photographed it, it's not the most appealing
No,
looking
a
one.
lot of people reacted in a
and
strange
the
way.
pie is very, very rich, a bit like a fish pie, but you know, the pastry and the heads on it. But it's an iconic kind of image, the Stargazy pie,
Yeah.
that's celebrated throughout Cornwall, so it really needed to be there.
But it's interesting you talk about the storm season, because we asked the Harbour Commission for help and advice on the fish that were caught in this area. And one of the reasons we put the lobster on the front is that because of global warming, there have been a lot of octopus, Mediterranean octopus, that have been coming up, but they eat all the lobsters and the lobster
Wow.
eggs. And so although we've got, you know, a lot of the local restaurants have been wonderful in supporting us, but they're all saying, you know, if the octopus keep on coming up, there might not be lobsters to serve anymore. So the lobster on the front of the book is to remind you that global warming is a real thing. So we work closely with the Harbour Commissioners and 7 wonderful restaurateurs in the town. So we've got Pengelly's, the Fish Market, Chennai, Yamas, Ocean and Earth, Sardine Factory, and the New Peking Garden. All of them who've helped support this book so that we could make a beautiful hardback book. This is just the paperback version, but they're all helping to pay for a beautiful hardback edition, which will be hand-bound in Cornwall. So it's a totally Cornish book.
What's really wonderful about the book is that every single page not only has the students' photos of them painting, but it has their photos that they did at home, and it's got their image of their painting. But there's also heritage facts in there, as well as
Absolutely.
their little stories, and even serving suggestions for how they want to have it done as well. So that's really
So
nice. It's a real coming together.
It's an unbelievable project. That book is absolutely special, and no doubt we'll be able to put a couple of extracts on the vlog to show you guys out there in the community what this is all about. Where do we go next with this project in the book?
Tell us about the launch.
Well, we're about to launch the book. It's still being printed as we speak, being hand-bound on a machine that is 100 years old, and the only other one is in the Science Museum in London. It's a wonderful printer in Lostwithiel who's printing it. It is all going to be ready for the launch, which is on March the 31st, which will be at the Sardine Factory, at which you will be able to announce
I'll be
a
there.
very
Yeah,
special
the students.
contribution, which we can't talk about now, but
Secret.
we have got a celebrity and royal input, as well as the fantastic input from the school.
I would just like to conclude this vlog by saying, once you parents and grandparents and families and community members see this cookbook and see the heritage and how it is Lou coming to life through our students working with Creative Lou, and you see some of the special guests in there, I think you'll be amazed. This is a wonderful project, and I hope we all dig deep to buy the cookbook, and definitely let's bring these recipes to life, and let's all make them, let's cook them, and let's enjoy them. What I love the most about this is the fact you had to source from local produce, make it yourself as a family meal, etc., and enjoy it, paint it and create your own part of this unique heritage of Lou. It's an incredible project. Massive well done to Creative Lou, okay, to Lisa, but more importantly, to all of the students who have
To the
taken part in
students.
it. It's the best community project I've ever been involved in, and it's an absolute honour. It really is high quality. Hats off to you guys. Massive well done. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.